Hey guys, how are you today? Okay, let's fix a couple things. My son had virtual school this morning, so the computer was a little bit different. That's okay. Give Facebook just a minute to notify you that you come in. Don't you ever just need to stretch? So here is what I fully believe. I fully believe that we all just need to step outside, turn and face the sun, close our eyes, lift our head up, straighten our shoulders, take big deep breaths, and reach and stretch our hands up towards the sky and keep our feet firmly planted on the ground. Do the breathing technique that we talked about yesterday, where we breathe in for 3, hold for 3 or 4, and then let down slowly for like another 6. I was standing outside doing that this morning. I'm just like, oh Jesus, I need to be better. That's going to become a part of my PAM. Just so you guys know, that's going to be a part of my morning PAM. So, hashtag live squad if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and let me know if you love to go stand in the sun with your eyes closed and your head up and just stretch and soak it all in. Give me a yes if you love to do it. Give me a what on earth if you think I'm a crazy person because you've never even thought about doing that. All right. I'm so excited to have you guys here today. I know we still have just a couple minutes. We went live a little bit early, which is okay. So I'm getting everything pulled up. Jessica Fox, yes! We love to just soak in the sun. You know, I was having a conversation with the mastermind group yesterday, and then Jessica actually heard you talk about your visualization walk, and it's just like this reoccurring theme. So if you guys haven't yet known to pay attention, when things start coming up over and over again, like pay attention to it. It's the Lord showing you, bringing you these messages so that you will start paying attention to them and start implementing them, okay? It's not just knowledge is great. Knowledge is wonderful. But when you put the knowledge to work, that's when it becomes great. Oh, what was that? I made a little graphic like a few years ago. It's like knowledge is power, but application is something else. I forgot what it was. I'd have to go look it up. But anyways, so this reoccurring thing of moving around, being in a different position. And so what was brought up in the mastermind group was our position, changing our position changes our physiology. And I'm like, yeah, that's so right. Like just standing up and walking somewhere else, and if you can get outside and take a little walk, that's even better. So I want to know, do you guys have a favorite place to go on a walk, or a favorite place to be? When you just need to stand up, you just need to move. Where do you go to? Where's your go-to get there place? Drop that in the comments. I am getting the script pulled up for today. I'm very excited about today. Favorite information without implementation is clutter. Yes, I love that. Okay, so one of the things that I teach the mamas that I work with, one of the things that I teach them to do is take a specific amount of time each day, and we call this our treat time. But what happens is we get some other things put in place so that we can have a specific amount of time each day where we can go through and process everything that we feed our minds, because we take in so much information, we consume so much, whether it's music or TV or the noise around us or books or podcasts. We just take in so much, and then we don't ever allow ourselves the time to process it. And that's when it like clutters up. So I love that. All right, backyard and back on the river and hiking trails. Ooh, so you guys like back up right to river and hiking trails? That's really awesome. I have to just say, I love my backyard. I have prayed for the backyard in the neighborhood that I have. And it is just absolutely amazing to see like the things that I've been praying for and the desires of my heart that maybe I wasn't even fully speaking. Like the Lord has just brought them into place this year. So I'm so excited about it. Okay, well let me get this music turned off and we will jump right in. Okay. Yesterday we had a drawing for the Sensation hand and body lotion. So I will be going through and looking for #day1 homework so that we can draw for the winner of that. So make sure that you do your homework, you get it done, you take a picture of it and make a little post and #day1 homework. And today you're going to want to do the same thing in #day2 homework. Or homework day 2, whichever order. It doesn't matter. I won't be that specific. Because the winner of today's is going to get to win my favorite, my family's favorite lip balm. This is the best lip balm on the face of the earth, and you will like go throw every other one away. So, all right, let me scroll down, make sure I'm keeping up with comments. You guys, #Life Squad when you jump in live, #replay if you're watching replay. And guys, just so you know, if you're running low on ink, make sure you click to print it in black and white because then you can actually see your Happy Mom Hacks guidebook. So make sure that you register at brennastanford.us/events so that you get to sign up for that guidebook. If someone is watching live, I would appreciate if you would drop that link, type it in there for them. That way they can get registered too. That's brennastanford.us/events. Perfect, and you will get an email with the guidebook. You'll get another email telling you about all the prizes and goodies and giveaways that we have. So make sure you're doing that, and then you can check the Unit 1 section in the event to keep up with and do all the replays and everything else that you need to do. All right, so are you guys ready? #I'm ready. Comment, I'm awake. I'm awake, right? I'm awake. I'm here. Because yesterday we talked about awakening and awakening to the overwhelm and awakening to the things going on in our lives. And why didn't that? Hold on, guys. My 2-year-old, can I tell you something? All right, I'm just seeing that my Lucille, if you need to get up, get up. Just be quiet. Hold on. My little script thing where I typed in my notes didn't sync, so I've got to jump on here real quick and get those open up. You guys, tell me what you have planned for this weekend. So while we're waiting, tell me what you have planned for this weekend. On Fridays, we have, that's our movie night for our family. All right, let me get this open. So what do you guys do on Friday nights? Okay, praise the Lord. It's saved. So let's click that whole print button. And get this going for us. Okay, we're going. What do you guys have? What do you guys normally do on Fridays? And then what do you have going this weekend? This weekend we are actually hosting a Thanksgiving game night with one side of my family. So, okay, page 2 and 3. Those are the ones that I need to print. This is real life, you guys. All right, from page 2 to page 3. Alrighty. Well, there you go. We're going to have it paper form. Okay. Thanks, Jessica, for typing the link. Movie night. So you guys have movie night. Jessica, what are you guys watching tonight? We haven't picked out our movie yet. So we've kind of started watching some of the Christmas movies. But okay, what you know, now it updated on my phone. All right, perfect. So let me know what movie you're watching, and what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? We're having like a Thanksgiving game night tomorrow night with my family, one side of my family. And so I told my husband, I was like, I don't want to do, like, nobody wants to do a big full Thanksgiving dinner for tomorrow night, but I kind of want to do like a Thanksgiving game night kind of food. Like, I kind of want to have like turkey sliders and some of the yummy sides and, you know, a little bit of tradition with a little bit of like finger food type stuff. Okay, so here we go. Yesterday, we talked about awakening. In order to really see, we've used our good, better, best self-journal to awaken and see who we are purposed to be and where we are now, and then the steps that we need to take to start stepping into our best self, our best empowered self, right? Because you are an empowered mama. So make sure that you get that homework done and hashtag homework day 1. All right, today. So today we're jumping in and we're learning the Happy Mom hack for awareness, right? Awareness. So tell me if you think there's a difference in awareness and awaken. So tell me if you think there's a difference. I'm going to give a little bit. Okay. I'll watch for the comments as they come through. But go ahead and tell me what you think the difference is in awareness and awaken. I'm going to grab a drink of water and then we'll get going with it. Okay, so aware is different than awaken in that we awaken like so that we can literally wake up and see. So we awaken so that we can wake up and see something. And when we step into aware, then we are being and we're becoming vigilant. We're being on guard. We're being very intentional and very specific. We are watching for something, right? So here is your first fill-in for day 2's homework page. Awakening is, there we are. Awakening is waking up to see. Awakening is waking up to see. Awareness is being vigilant and being intentional. Awakening is waking up to see, to be able to see. And awareness is being vigilant, being intentional. So, underline. Here's the next part on our little guidebook page. Underline in the scripture the points of awaken and awareness, and we're going to see if you can point it out. And you guys, I was just so blown away this morning. I was just outside enjoying my back porch, the one that I've prayed for and longed for and hoped for, and it's here. You know, the one that I've dreamed about. But I was out there just enjoying being with the Lord, and in my prayer, I was like, Lord, let me just not miss your voice. And I was like, well, go get my word. That's where my voice is, in my word. And so I went, I grabbed my Bible and I started reading, and it was just one of the most beautiful moments because as I was reading this scripture, they were just showing me over and over again, like, this is where I awakened them. This is where I brought them into awareness. This is where I took them into the other steps that we're going to learn about. And I was like, oh my gosh, God, like you have it for us all in the Bible. So in this scripture, we are going to point out the difference, and we're going to point out where the point of awakening happens, and then we're going to point out where the awareness happens. So 2 Peter 3, verse 17. Therefore, dear friends, since you have been forewarned, be on guard so that you may not be carried away by the error of the lawless and fall from your secure position. Comment if you know the key phrases, or just like one word of the phrase, where that will be. So drop that in the comments. If you're watching replay, drop it in the comments, okay? Go ahead and do it. Be a part of this. So, therefore, my dear friends, since you have been forewarned, that is where the awakening happened. Since you have been forewarned, you've been told, you've been awakened, you now realize, you see something. Since you have been forewarned. Then it says be on guard. That is the awareness. Be on guard. Pay attention. Show some intention. Be watchful, right? Be on guard. So that, right? So that you don't get carried away. So that you don't fall from that secure position that you found in Christ, right? Okay. So the first step in becoming aware. Okay. Whoa, guys. There we go. All right. So our happy mom hack. I was reading out the thing. So before we get into that first step, our happy mom hack today is to be aware. It is to be vigilant and intentional about your points of overwhelm. All right, so yesterday we awakened to those points of overwhelm. Yesterday we realized that, hey, we do have some overwhelm, and no point of overwhelm is what we're meant for. That normal does not equal purpose, right? So we've come to the conclusion that there is no amount of overwhelm that should be in our lives, and therefore we get to awaken to that, and we get to step out of that overwhelm and into the peace and the purpose and the intention and the rest that is found in Christ, right? That is found in this empowered life that we are called to live. So today, to take that happy mom hack and move from the awakening into the awareness, we are being intentional and vigilant and watchful of those points of overwhelm. So what does that look like? Right? What does that look like? Well, this is on your guidebook now. The first step in becoming aware is paying careful attention to what happens in your day. It's paying careful attention to what happens in your day. Be intentional to see where your points of overwhelm are. So you're filling the first step in becoming aware is paying careful attention to what happens in your day, right? Paying careful attention to what happens in your day. Be intentional to see where your points of overwhelm are. So your homework for today includes journaling out what a normal day looks like. Write it down. Like, we need to become more, and this is the way that we become more aware. We awaken to see, okay, there's a problem. There's a problem, and now so we become problem aware. But now we need to become solution aware, that there is a solution out there. And that's what you're doing right here. And that's the step we're moving into, from this problem aware to solution aware, and how you're going to focus on that and move forward, right? So your My Day journal, it looks like this. It is the second page of day 2's. So your My Day journal, you're going to go through and you're going to write out, like, what does morning generally flow and look like? Like, what normally happens in a morning? What normally happens in the afternoon? What normally happens in the evening? And then what normally happens at bedtime? Right, so you're gonna write those out. And now I know that there are, especially the evening times, that depending on the day of the week, those can look different. But there is still a normal rhythm and pattern to them. I not only want you to write out what it is that you normally do, but write down what is happening in the atmosphere around you, whether you're in your home or you're at work or you're out with your kids and their sports and whatever else. Like, what is normally happening in the atmosphere around you? Do you feel very rushed? Do you feel overwhelmed and chaotic? Does it feel like you don't have a solid ground? If you feel anything other than sturdy, and like, these are the steps that I'm intentionally taking on purpose for this reason. I know what I'm doing. I know how this step is serving me and my family in this way. If it feels like anything other than that, write it down. Like, you can just take that little thing, draw a line right down the middle of this paper, and then write out, like, what your days normally look like, the actions, the places, the times, things like that. Write that down over here, and on this side, write down, what are the thoughts, what are the emotions, what are the feelings, what are things that are happening, and what's the atmosphere like, okay? Yes, Lucille, go. Okay. Parenting. And I'm pretty sure when my boy walked over here, like he let one rip because it's stinky. Boy mom life. If you're a boy mom, drop me a boy mom in the comments. That way I know you know what I'm talking about. They are something else entirely. Okay, so our homework includes the journal, but is not limited to the journal. One of the things that I want you to do after you go through and you write this out, go through and circle 2 of the areas that have the most overwhelm in them. Go through and circle 2 of the areas that cause the most anxiety, that has the most confusion, frustration, where you find yourself being the most snippy. Hey, it's okay. You can watch the replay and then get the first part of it. So that's what's good about this. So when you do your journal, your first part is to, again, write out the things, the actual processes, what happens in your day. On the other half of that, write out the atmosphere and what that looks like, feels like, sounds like. And then go through and circle the 2 areas that have the most overwhelm in it. And then circle the one that flows really well. Like, what's the one that flows the best? It doesn't even have to flow. Like, you might be thinking, there's no part of my day that flows well. There's no part of my day where I'm transitioning or doing something or we have this going on. There's no part of my day that feels amazing. But what is the one that feels the best? What is the one that flows the best? What is the one with the least amount of resistance, the least amount of overwhelm, the least amount of chaos, the least amount of anxiety? Like, which one is that? Circle that in a different color. Use some highlighters or ink pens or crayons or something, right? We're moms. Someone's got some crayons around their house. So circle those in 2 different colors. That way you can say, hey, I get to celebrate this because this point is the least terrible, right? This is the best part of my day, right? So we want to, did you see what I did with you there? Take it from least terrible into best part, right? So many of us are glass half empty when we need to be glass half full. So make sure that you're doing that and celebrate. So after you circle the part that flows the best, take a moment. Take a moment and celebrate. Celebrate that you have a piece of your day that flows pretty well. Celebrate the fact that you have a piece of your day where you don't have as much anxiety or frustration or just like that yucky overwhelm feeling, right? Celebrate that. Okay? And then, so we've had a few different parts of your homework. So here's the final piece of your homework for today. At the bottom of this first part of the page, write down your thoughts about those overwhelming moments. When you're in a portion of the day that has more overwhelm in it, that causes you to feel the most panicked, scattered, flustered, anxious, cranky, irritable, frustrated, whatever it is, like whatever the overwhelm causes the emotion to be, start writing down some of your thoughts. Are you writing down, oh my gosh, I wish this kid would just go away and leave me alone? Like, is that your thought? Is that what's going on in your head? Are you thinking, why is she crying again? Those are some of my thoughts that I have to be intentional and aware of to work on, right? Okay, so are your thoughts like, why isn't he getting off his butt and helping me? Why won't they just leave the toys in the stinking toy room? Why won't they leave the Christmas tree alone? See, all y'all said you wanted to put up your Christmas tree early this year to help you bring more cheer and excitement, but you forgot that it'd give you a whole other month to deal with your kids pulling them off and touching them and playing. Give me a that's right if that happens at your house. Write that in the comments right now. That's right. So Jedediah, we have had our Christmas tree up for 5 days now. I counted this morning because I'm like, are you kidding me? 5 days, and he has broken, not just pulled them off and I've put them back on. All right, that's happened a lot. He has broken 2 ornaments. And one of the packages that my oldest son picked out, it didn't have the shatterproof ornaments. They weren't shatterproof. So there are 2 of those that are broken. Yours is still in the attic. I wish mine was still in the attic. I wish my Christmas tree was still in the attic. So, what are the thoughts that you're thinking when you're in the middle of the overwhelm? Right? Write them down. This is the first step, and this is one of the most important steps. You cannot move on with me tomorrow unless you do this today. Okay? So, that doesn't mean don't watch the live tomorrow. That doesn't mean don't join me tomorrow. That means make sure that you are doing this homework. Guys, this is what I do with the mamas who come to me, who work with me. We do this. And I can tell you right now, oh my gosh, I can tell you right now, my heart goes out, because there are some mamas who have come to me and who have said, yes, I need this. I need to do this with you. And then I see them still struggling over and over because the work isn't being put in. And if it is, it's for one day, and then it falls off, right? And it's not a consistent, it's not taking the time and doing the things. You're in order. Write this down, okay? Just wherever you are right now, if you don't have your guidebook in front of you, grab something else to write with and write this down. In order for your life to change, you have to create life change. In order for your life to change, mama, you have to create life change. You have to do some things. What is the thing? What is the thorn in your side right now? Let's just take a moment. I'm getting off. We're gonna chase this rabbit because it's important, and I love you enough to spend this time with you and on you. What is the thorn in your side right now? What's causing you pain? What's hurting? And if you're brave and you want to, share it. Share it with us in the comments, because I can promise you, you're not alone. You are never the only person on the face of the earth going through the same thing. And there are almost 2,700 of us in here. You're not alone in your pain. So if you're brave, share your pain in the comments. What's the thorn in your side? It can be a relationship. It can be a chore. It can be a job. It can be anything, right? It can be anything. What's the pain? Now, I want you to think about, if you got to wake up tomorrow without that pain, how would you feel? Think about that. If you got to wake up in the morning, you got to go to bed tonight, you woke up tomorrow, and that pain was gone, how would that feel to you? Just was gone. And if you had to put, this is what happens. This is where we get held up. If you had to invest any amount of anything, any amount of action, any amount of effort, any amount of dollars, if you had to invest any amount into that pain not being there when you woke up in the morning, what is that worth to you? What is that worth to you? I'm pretty sure that it's worth a lot more than what you would actually need to invest in order to get rid of it. I'm pretty sure the payoff is much more than the investment. So, in order to have life change, you need to create life change. Do the work, mama. Okay? So, don't forget. All right? This is where your awareness will really come into play. Taking captive those thoughts, just identifying those thoughts, right? Write them down. This is where your awareness will really, really come into play. So you need to pay attention to the thoughts that you think during those moments of overwhelm. You need to write them down and then make sure that you come back tomorrow, because guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to get to teach you what to do with them. And I'm so excited about it. Like, I really just want to do that right now, but I won't. All right? I won't. So you need to go ahead and make sure that you're doing those homework, that you're writing them down, and come back tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're going to learn what to do with those. What to do with those. What is the action? This is where you are like getting some good stuff here today. I am so thrilled. So give me a little recap in the comments. What is the one thing that you are maybe a little unsure about? So are you unsure about how to, or some of the details on writing down your day, like your day journal? Are you unsure about the atmosphere of it, or writing down those thoughts? Like, give me something. Are you unsure and still a little unclear about the difference in awaken and awareness? Give me a little something in the comments. We have a little bit of time, and so I want to make sure that we are getting the most of it with you. Hey, yesterday I talked too long, and I got to where I couldn't speak, so I'm not going to do that today. So, here is one of the most commonly asked questions when I am teaching a mom about writing down thoughts. Don't overthink your thoughts. Don't overthink your thoughts. Well, I don't know what to write. How do I know what I'm thinking? Well, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? When I tell you to think about, let's go ahead and do that. Think about, we just went through a little bit of this with the thorn on your side, but we're going to get back on topic with this. So think about the time of day that is the most overwhelming to you. Go ahead and start thinking about that right now. Okay? It's just practice for your homework. Think about that time of day. Start picturing it. Start living that. Let's just say it's in the morning and you're trying to get out of the house. You got to get a kid to school. You've got to get to work. You guys both all have to get up. Did you take baths the night before? Do you take showers? You know, in the morning, who brushes whose teeth? Like, how old are your kids? Can they do this stuff on their own? Who gets who dressed? Like, how they know what to wear? Like, what does your mornings look like? Let's not forget breakfast, right? So let's not forget breakfast. Who's fixing breakfast? What are you having? Do you have your groceries? Do you open the fridge? You're trying to get something out and you're like, oh crap, we don't have anything in our fridge to fix for breakfast. Like, what does that look like? Are you go, 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 go? Okay, if this is your time of overwhelm, it's probably going to feel a lot like this. So what are the thoughts that you think in those times? What is the atmosphere? So your atmosphere is probably rushed, right? So that's a good descriptive word. Your atmosphere is probably rushed. Your atmosphere is maybe stressful. Do you get, when things are rushed and the stress comes on, do you get snippy? Where you are biting people's heads off? Do you start to yell? Do you like just shut down and clam up and nobody can talk to you or get a word out edgewise? Right? Like, what? That was not the right phrase. Just by the way, that was not the right phrase. When you clam up, you're not talking, so people can't, but you're not speaking to anybody else. Do your kids in the morning, do you find them like at your feet wanting attention from you? And you don't have the schedule, you don't have the time to be able to do that, right? So what do your mornings look like? What is the atmosphere? What are the emotions? What are the feelings? Is your kid getting all like whiny now because, you know, she just really wants to sit on mom's lap and have a minute, but mom can't because mom's got 12 million other things to do and not enough time to do it in, right? So what is going on over here in this atmosphere, right? And now your thoughts. So this is where don't Don't overthink your thoughts. What are the thoughts that come to your mind? Oh my gosh, we should go away. I'm so terrible. We should have gotten up earlier this morning. I can't believe that he's not helping me do this. Why won't she brush her teeth? What is the big deal? Honey, I love you. Go away. Get your shoes on. Why won't they listen? Why aren't they? So, what are the questions going on in your mind? What are the thoughts that come in your mind? He is so lazy. Those kids don't ever listen. I cannot believe I let this happen. I opened my fridge and there are no groceries in there. We have nothing to feed my child for breakfast. I can't believe I let this happen. Right? We go on ourselves a lot too with these thoughts, Mama. So what are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the thoughts that you're thinking? Don't overthink them. Just write them down as they come. And what's going to be really helpful, here's a happy mom hack. I was actually thinking about you guys today, and I didn't realize I'd be sharing it right here today, so I don't have it with me. But grab a little notebook. There are these like sticky notes, but they're a little bit bigger, and some of them even have lines on them, like a lined piece of paper. Have one of them and set it down. Like, if you need to, go ahead and take off a couple of those sticky notes. Like, take off one and it's got this sticky note on the top of it so you can stick it to a surface. Stick it to your bathroom counter and put an ink pen beside it. Stick it to your kitchen counter, put an ink pen beside it. Stick it to wherever you're going to be in those moments of overwhelm and put a pen or a pencil beside it. And then in those moments, do we have to talk right away? Give me some time before you start talking to me in the mornings. So let me, hold on, I'll go ahead and do this and then I'll finish. So my daughter, who is 2, for those of you who do not know, she's probably closer to 2.5 now. She has slept with us since day one, and I've done nothing different with her than I did with the boys. Nothing. And I thought, well, maybe it's because I stay at home with her. Maybe it's because I didn't work with her, didn't go to work, and I went to work with the boys. Because I have my sweet, perfect little Jedediah, who I did not work with either. And she has slept with us since day one. And so we start her out in her own bed, right? We're at that point now, praise the Lord. But at some point in the night, she almost always comes to our bed. And so she'll wake up in the morning and she'll like grab my arm and like squeeze it. And she'll, I just love you so much, Mama. And I'm like, I'm so mad at you because you're in here. Why are you talking to me? So I get it. We don't have to talk right away. We don't have to do that. I tell her, I say, I will love you more if you stay. Hey, I'm on a video right now. You can't do that. I tell her, I say, I'll love you more if you stay in your own bed. She goes, So, yeah, yes, I will. Okay, so back to the sticky notes. Take your sticky notes and place them in the places that you are. If your overwhelmed time is the evening because you're rushing around from place to place, put one in your car. Put one like right there in your little center console. Put a sticky note with something to write with. But place the sticky notes, like if it's in your kitchen, right? Dinner time, you gotta eat. Like, how come it's around meal times? It's the most frustrating for us a lot. But whatever it is, place those sticky notes in those places. Wherever you are, do not be afraid, like, oh, somebody's gonna see this and think I'm weird. Honey, your emotional freedom is worth more than someone thinking anybody's weird. If emotional freedom is weird, then yes, please weird me up. Like, I will take all the weirdness. So, put them in places, that way you're ready. And when the thoughts start rolling, and so guys, this is where your awareness comes in, because you have to be really intentional and really purposed in being aware of the thoughts that start rolling around in your mind, right? Write them down. Just write them down. And if there come like 12 to 20 of them, just write them all down. However many, one right after the other, write them down. And so what happens is a lot of times we'll be like, oh man, there's no food in the fridge. Oh my gosh, I let myself. So we are aware, we have a thought about a reality. And then our thought is, I can't believe I let myself do that. I'm such a bad parent because I let us run out of food. What is happening? why can't I keep up with this? I'm so terrible. And like, it's it kind of goes and goes and goes. You might think, I just love my kids so much, but I've let them down so much. And it's just like, so it's either going to be one of two ways for you, probably. It's going to be like one where it just rolls and rolls and rolls, and like all the negative thoughts just keep on coming. Or it'll be like, okay, I love my kids so much. Man, I'm a terrible mom. Man, they are so beautiful. They're so amazing. Like, look at everything they can do. I can't do that. How am I going to teach them to get better in that? Oh my goodness, this house is such a blessing, and I'm so thankful for it. And oh, how can I ever keep up with this? Like, so the little negative thoughts can just pop themselves right in there in the middle of some not so negative thoughts. So that's why it's really important to start writing down all of your thoughts that you think in those moments, in those time periods. And I can tell you, you're going to be mind blown. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you missed the beginning, watch the replay. It'll be in the units. Your homework for today, don't forget to do it, and then post a picture of it. Hashtag day 2 homework, or homework day 2. I'm going to be looking for those hashtags. And you also need to make sure that you register, because we have another really awesome prize for the virtual scavenger hunt. So I'm very excited about this. And if you participate, the person who participates the most is going to get an amazing grand prize that is so valuable that it's going to knock your socks off. And I cannot wait to get to tell you about that tomorrow. So be hanging around and stay tuned. Go back to the unit, do day 1, catch the prizes post, learn what you can do to get all of the prizes. And we're going to do this, guys. It's going to be amazing. And I'm so happy. I just want to let you know, as you start working on these things and you, like, those light bulbs come on, the transformations happen, make post in here. Okay, if you're struggling to get through one of the pieces of this, make a post in here. We're here to help you. That's why we have this amazing community, so we can all work together. We can encourage each other. We can link arms with each other and make each other stronger, right? All right, so you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the comments a little later on.